Hi, welcome. I'm about to tweet this. I know it's a bit late, but come and join me for a chat whilst I take a break from writing. There we go. How are we doing? Welcome. Is it too cold in here for this? Is it too cold to take this off? Maybe I'll take this off for a little bit. I've got some nice hot tea to keep me warm anyway. Hi! I've got my nice snuggly blanket on my lap as well. Maybe I'll shut that door actually, that's what I'm going to do. It feels like there's a draft coming in from there. Oh dear. How is everyone? I have been writing for like the last 2 hours and I'm having issues with Pages. Has anyone ever used Pages on a Mac before? Because I've got it is my first set of notes, but that sounds like I've just got it. I got my first set of notes just under a month ago and I'm just finishing off going through them. But when you've got loads of notes, like when track changes has been turned onto Pages, it just slows down and works at like half a mile an hour. It's so boring, and I was actually like shouting at my laptop in my flat, just being like, this is so boring, I just need you to work, come on! And so I just got a little bit too frustrated. I persevered for as far as I could and then got bored. No, I didn't get bored, I just got frustrated and I was like, I need to take a break because I'm about to throw my laptop out my window, which wouldn't help anyone. If anyone has any solutions for Pages being really sucky, then please help me. It's really annoying. Yeah, the problem is I've already written like almost half the book on Pages, and all of the changes are used on there, and I don't want the hassle of having to change over to Word. So yeah. Anyway, how are we doing? How are we feeling? How are we doing? Oh. Yeah, I was going to say apartment and then realised how American that sounded. So I changed it to flat, like halfway through the word. Sorry. Yeah, someone keeps saying remember to back up. Pages automatically backs up. It automatically saves to my cloud, which is nice. I think it does anyway. Yes, the ring on my index finger is new. Thanks for noticing. Hello, Hannah from Wednesday. Hi, it's good to see you. It was really weird. This is like for everyone else, not directly to Hannah, because Hannah, you were there, you know this. I tweeted on Sunday when I booked my tickets for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child that I'd just booked tickets on a whim. I'd just gone onto the website and there happened to be a ticket for part 1 and part 2. And so I booked them and then tweeted to say that I'd got them. And 2 other people saw my tweet and were like, oh my God, I'm going to try that. And then they both went, and they both just went on their own, and their names are Hannah and Emily, and they both booked tickets and went on their own, and we ended up being sat in a straight line in the stalls. So there was Hannah, then a line, and then me, and then Emily behind me. Really weird how we all ended up in like a perfectly straight line after all having booked tickets on our own. Very cool. But it meant we all had a nice chat for part 1 and part 2, which was good. Steamy glasses, steamy glasses. Obviously, hashtag keep the secrets and all that for Cursed Child, but oh my god, you have to see it. You have to see it. It's insane. Like, yeah, you have to see it. Oh my God. In fact, you know what? I say hashtag keep the secret, like I'd be able to say loads. I'm kind of speechless about it because it's insane. We're talking about Cursed Child, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I genuinely just don't have the words to express how good it was. Like, not even just in terms of Harry Potter, in terms of theatre. Like, as a piece of theatre, it's insane. The way that the magic tricks and the way that they do things and the choreography and the way that music is used. It's just... Oh, man, it's so good. And for someone who doesn't really get to see shows that often because I'm in shows, and schedules are usually the same as other shows, so we don't get to see other shows because we're performing. I'm so glad I got to go. Like, I'm so glad I got those tickets just on a whim. And I'm so glad that I wasn't scared to just go by myself. Oh my God. You have to see it. If you get a chance, I know it's like really expensive. The tickets that I got weren't insanely ridiculous. Because usually tickets are sort of like £100 a ticket or like £150 a ticket. Mine were £72.50 a ticket. Which wasn't as extortionate as I was expecting it to be, but I think it was because I booked the one ticket on its own, because it was just me on my own. So I think it's harder to get groups of tickets that short notice. And yeah, for the stalls, I was literally sat almost centre of the stalls, like slightly to the left of the stalls. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, Hannah, you got yours like mega cheap, didn't you? Yours was 70 for both shows. See, mine was 72 for one show and 72 for the other show. But I was like willing to pay more than that because I was expecting it to be way more than that. I'm glad I didn't have to pay more than that. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. How do you deal with procrastination? Well, I am so bad at procrastinating. I'm so bad at procrastinating. I don't really have an answer for that. I don't have an answer for dealing with procrastination. You just need to not do it. Or if you catch yourself doing it, go straight back to what you should be doing. I'm really good at giving myself, justifications for why I'm procrastinating, though. I'm like, yeah, I deserve a break. Even though I've not written a word. Have I written any original songs lately? I have. I mean, I say lately. It was at least a couple of months ago that I wrote the last one. And I probably can't remember how to play them. Great. For everyone asking what my top says, it says, "My courage always rises with every attempt to intimidate me," which is a quote from Pride and Prejudice. Am I ready to start being in Adams again? Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Singapore. And then I'm looking forward to being in Adams again. I fly on Sunday. Yeah, I leave on Sunday. Am I flying with Scott? I'm flying with the whole cast. Although that reminds me, actually, I think I might be able to check in. And mine and Oliver's me, Oliver, and Grant, like, when I tried to put my details in, me, Oliver, and Grant were all like, our details were all together. So I think I can check us all in. Where did Wednesday get her name from? She was born on she was born on Friday the 13th. But Wednesday is the child of woe. Like in the poem, I can't remember what the first two are. It's like Monday's child is full of grace, Tuesday's child is fair of face, Wednesday's child is full of woe, and Thursday's child has far to go. But she was born on a Friday, which might explain why her middle name is Friday, because her official full name is Wednesday Friday Adams. That's not something I've made up, and that's not something from the show. That's genuinely her full name. I was born on a Thursday. Ugh. The Hopeful Shop. I think the Hopeful Shop ship worldwide, I'm pretty sure. Would I ever go back to Les Mis? Yeah, I would. Maybe not as Eponine. I'd like to go back as Fantine one day. I think I've sort of closed the door on Eponine a little bit now. Just because, not like because I hated playing her, just because I've done that now. I played Eponine for so long. And yeah, I feel like it's sort of like I've ticked the box on Eponine. Would you ever play a sexual role? I can see you being a good Roxy Hart. Would it be out of your comfort zone? No, wouldn't be out of my comfort zone at all. I'm an actress. That, the whole part of being an actress is playing people that you aren't. And part of that is playing have you seen Addams Family? Wednesday's pretty sexual. Wednesday spends a lot of her time hip thrusting and grinding and doing a lot of that. So I don't think Roxy Hart is too much of a leap. Yeah, like one of Wednesday's first lines is Lucas says, I can't remember what it is. It says, Lucas says, oh, Wednesday, I just want to lock you up in a little white cottage with a picket fence and an apple tree. And Wednesday's response to that, it's like her second line, she says, I like the part about being locked up. Like, she's a sexual lady. What do people misunderstand about you the most? That's an interesting question. I think the whole thing about YouTube, I think, is that because you only see a certain part of you only see what someone chooses to show you. You only see the positive, like, for me personally, you only see, like, the positive parts of me. You only see, like, when I'm happy and when I'm having a good time backstage and when I'm having a laugh with Scott and Oliver and, or like, if I'm ever emotional in a video, it's because of happy things or, things like leaving a show. It's never because I'm, like, angry or genuinely upset about something. I always kind of keep that private. So when I do show some like negative emotion, people are like, oh, you've changed. I'm like, well, no, I'm just a human. Like, I'm just a human being who is not, I'm entitled to have negative emotions as well as positive ones, and just because you've only seen the positive ones doesn't mean the negative ones don't exist. So yeah, like, I think that's one of the main things that people misunderstand about YouTubers in general, not just about me. That if ever you show sort of like some sort of negative emotion when all you've shown is positive, instead of just sort of going, oh, well, that's just another side of the person who, like, that's just filling out the person that we know as an entirety, it becomes, oh, you were once a positive person and now you're a negative one, like, you've changed. I find it very interesting. How expensive is an agent? Agents don't cost anything up front. I would, like, if an agent ever comes to you and says, oh, you know, it costs £5,000 to join with us, I'd be wary. That's not usually how agents work. Usually what they'll do is you'll sign with them for free, and then in the contract that you sign, they'll take a commission of all of the work that they get you. So if you're not working, you don't have to pay them. Like, the only time that you ever pay them is when they get you work, because then that's kind of like incentive for them to work for you. What songs do you recommend avoiding in auditions? Don't pick big songs just because they're big songs. Pick songs that you are comfortable singing, that you sound good singing, and that are within what they have asked you to sing. Like, I know a few people. Thank you very much, Kelly R. I know a lot of people have sometimes ignored the brief for the audition in favour of a song that they want to sing, as opposed to one that's actually suitable for the role. Because even though it says bring a song that fits this character, they'll just pick the biggest song vocally that they have to sort of show off what they can do, which doesn't necessarily do them any favours if that's not what the character requires, I guess. Someone's asking me where my black and purple floral cardigan is from, but I don't think I have a black and... Maybe it's black and red. I've got a black and red floral cardigan. It's got like red roses and flowers on it, which is from Apricot. But I did buy that about 4 or 5 years ago. What do you think Wednesday's Medlem would be? That's a really good question. I don't know if she has any, because she isn't really scared of anything. And she isn't... Like, she thrives on the darker side of life. And that's where she's content and happy. It's a really good question. I honestly don't think she has any. I genuinely don't think she has any. I think maybe within the story of the Addams Family musical, she might have a bit of anxiety about the fact that her boyfriend's family are coming over. But I think past that, once everything's resolved, I don't think she has any. If you couldn't be a Gryffindor, which house would you choose and why? Probably Ravenclaw. I don't think I'm friendly enough to be a Hufflepuff. I think I'm a bit too sort of I don't know what the word is. I think I sometimes give off sort of standoffish vibes because I like to have my own time and I like to be alone, and so sometimes I'm like, please don't. Like I kind of emit this sort of, please don't come and speak to me because I just want to be alone right now kind of vibe. So I don't think I'm friendly enough to be a Hufflepuff. And I think my sort of thirst for learning and books and reading and writing, I think I relate much more to a Ravenclaw than a Hufflepuff. As much as I love Hufflepuffs. And I don't think I'm determined enough to be a Slytherin. I'm not very good at like strategy and figuring out plans, and like whilst I'm ambitious, I'm not willing to do anything to get to my end goal. I'm not sort of cunning enough to be a Slytherin. Every time I've taken the Pottermore test, though, I've always been a Gryffindor. I don't think there's any getting away from being a Gryffindor. Hence my, that way, Gryffindor pillow. And my Gryffindor hoodie that I've just taken off. I just realised how tired I am. I mean, it is 11, but... Someone just asked why YouNow over other streaming options. I think with Instagram, I've gotten fed up of having stupid comments. Like the amount of weirdos that come up on Instagram drive me insane. And here I just don't get that. I think here, because it's, I don't know, it's like a, what do you call it? Like a select, like, group of people. It's a nice, yeah, this seems more intimate. And I know I can get rid of those comments by making it private, making my account private, but it's just hassle, like making my account private and then going back and making it unprivate. It's just, this is just so much easier. And you guys can watch this again, and this links to my YouTube channel, so it also streams on YouTube. This is just so much easier. What other props have you kept from other shows, and what will you hopefully keep from Adams? What have I kept? There isn't really much that I've kept, to be honest. From War of the Worlds, I was allowed to keep my boots. I didn't get to keep the gloves from Les Mis. I asked if I could, but I wasn't allowed. But I did keep a few things from Les Mis. I don't know if I'm allowed to. I mean, it was stuff that people were gonna chuck away because it was grim. Like, after I'd been wearing it for 3 years, no one was gonna want to wear it. I wasn't allowed my coat. I wasn't allowed my hat on my belt. I think I took one of the camis because that was ripped to shreds. I think I may have taken the bloomers as well, because I had those bloomers from, like, the start. I can't remember what else. Although my dresser did make me a little Eponine Barbie doll to look like me, and made it from scraps of my costume. So the skirt was like made out of a little scrap of the same material as the one I wore in the show, and it was really cool. And I've also got a Wednesday doll. Let me get it. Oh God. Oh my God. I've got this Wednesday doll that was made by my dresser in Birmingham, who was my dresser on Chitty as well as Adams, and she made this out of the same material as my Wednesday dress, so I'll always have that as a keepsake. I love these so much. She's so great. So thank you very much, Helen Reeve, for my little doll. And my friend Ross Russell made me this tote bag out of strips of material from every costume that I wore, because I think Chitty's the show where I've had the most costumes. I think I had my pink costume, my blue costume, my normal, like, Trudy costume, and then my doll on mute. I had 4 costumes for Chitty. That's the most costumes I've ever had for any show. And yeah, he made a tote bag out of all strips from my costume. Bless him. When am I putting up my tree? My tree, I've got everything ready in the corner over there. This is my tree here, and all the decorations are sat next to it. It is going up tomorrow. I've got Scott Page and Molly Melia Redgrave, coming over tomorrow, so we can put up my tree, and I'm so excited. I think I was going to make a video out of it, but I'm thinking I might just live stream it. I'm not sure. I'm undecided. Whisper Challenge Part 2, maybe. Which YouTuber would you most want to collab with? Probably Tyler Oakley. Just because we've known each other for a long time now, but we've only really hung out, like, very little. Just because whenever he's in the country, I'm busy, or whenever... we're just never sort of around together at the same time. But he came to see me in Les Mis, bless him, when I was there. I think he's great. He's great. I heart Tyler Oakley. Sorry, I'm just like scrolling through these comments, just reading them. Did I enjoy having short hair? Yeah, I really enjoyed having short hair. I really liked it. I think I want to grow it out again though. Just because I kind of in the last like 6 months, I've really missed having it long. And it got to like a really, when it was about sort of like here, it was a really weird length. I hated having it that long. And I don't really want to go through having it like that again. I like, it's actually getting long now. So I'm actually getting to a point where I, in a couple inches time, I'll be able to say that I have long hair again. Is my life quieter now without Oliver, or boring? It's quieter. It's quieter and boring. It's just quieter because I'm laughing less. Like, Oliver, he always makes me laugh. So, yeah. It's not boring because I'm never really bored. But it is quieter because I'm laughing less. That's my answer. Do I want another cup of tea? What would you say to someone with a broken heart? I'm sorry, because I'm sure it's absolutely sucking right now. But trust me, things do get better. It takes time. It takes time. It takes time and cuddles from friends and an approximation of 103 cups of tea. But it honestly gets better. It honestly, like, I know it feels at the moment like you're never going to get to a point where you're not going to miss them and it's not going to feel like crap. But it really, really does get better. Take it from someone who is single and happy. It gets better. And you don't need someone to prove that you're worth something. Take it from me, you are worth something whether you're attached to someone or not. And take it from me, someone who finds it very, very hard to detach their self-worth from romance. Because I always feel like I'm worth something when I'm giving something to someone else, when I feel like I'm contributing to someone else's life in a positive way. And obviously, like, I get that from things like YouTube and things like writing books. I get that from, and like doing shows. Like, I get that when I, hear people say that they came to the show and it inspired them to go into musical theatre, or it inspires them to, writing my book inspired them to write their book. That makes me feel good, obviously. But I get the greatest sort of satisfaction and the greatest sort of sense of self-worth when it's romantic and like someone who I have romantic feelings for says like I've impacted their life, says something to me like someone who came to see a show would say, because suddenly it means like 1,000 times more because I'm romantically attached to them. So take it from someone who gets a great deal of satisfaction and sort of self-worth and fulfillment from romantic partners and attachments, that you are worth something as an individual. You are worth a lot as an individual, and your self-worth doesn't solely rely on the person that you are with. Someone asked me through this conversation, how's Pete? Yeah, I'm single. We broke up like 8 months ago. But I'm sure Pete's fine. Yeah, I want another cup of tea. Come on, you're coming with me. Oh, God. Oh! Let's go. The fact that I make a noise now when I get up is slightly worrying. Welcome to my kitchen. Again. I'm genuinely drinking my own tea from the Hopeful Shop. The smell of this is just insane. How handy is this tea strainer, by the way? How great is that? The mug I'm using is my Penguin Wuthering Heights Emily Bronte mug. Oliver and Scott tea drinkers too. Scott, not so much. When he does have tea, he likes 3 sugars. And Oliver's more of a coffee drinker, although every now and again he will have a cup of tea. But even though he doesn't have sugar in his coffee, he will have sugar in his tea. I love how, like, one of the things that I, like, learnt from Adams was how everyone takes their tea. Thank you, Courtney, for trying to get me to 10,000 likes. That's really sweet. Really, really sweet. How's my new kettle treating me? It's treating me really well. I really, really enjoy my new kettle that tells me exactly the temperature of my tea. I think it's great. Does it annoy you to be shipped with people? It used to really annoy me. Not so much anymore, because I think I've just learned to sort of roll my eyes at it. I think when it starts to sort of affect my friendships with people, or my relationships with people even, that's when I'll start to be bothered by it. But it's never really done that. Apart from when I was with Alex Day, when that was like he was trying to keep that a secret. When he... tell you what, these live streams make me far too honest. Yeah, when I was with Alex Day, he like wanted to keep it a secret. He wanted to keep the fact that we were together quiet for many a sordid reason. Because I wanted to tell people, because obviously, like, when you're with someone, or, you know, when you're in love with someone, the only thing you want to do is like shout it from the rooftops and tell everyone how great it is and how wonderful your life is. So that's what I wanted to do when I was in a relationship with Alex Day, because I was in a relationship with him and, you know, wanted to tell people about it. But he wanted to keep it quiet because he didn't want people knowing that we were in a relationship, so that he could continue to get with other people, which was great. So yeah, that was when I sort of didn't like it when people shipped me with him, because I knew that we were actually together, and it was kind of really hard for people to not know that we were actually together, but really, really want us to be together. And I just wanted to be like, well, we are, so you can stop shipping us now because it's real. But in any other situation, it's never really affected my relationships with anyone, because with everyone else I've just been like, yeah, we're together, so you don't have to ship us, it's canon. And with everyone else that I'm just friends with, it's never really affected us, because we're not together, and that's kind of the end of it. Oh. And we're back. Yeah, it does look, I do need to do the washing up. Because I'm one of those people that, like, makes my dinner, puts everything in the sink and goes, I'm going to eat my dinner now, I'm going to do that later. And then it gets to, like, the next day and I'm like, oh, I should have done it last night. Hey, we reached 10,000 likes, that's fun. I mean, it's really sweet of you guys, but I don't know what it means. I don't know what the likes do, if they do anything. I think they're just likes, they're just there, if I'm honest. Where's my phone? Oh, there. I've got a voice message from Molly Mealia Redgrave. Do I listen to this now? Is this going to be safe for work? Is this going to be appropriate to listen to?
I get to see you tomorrow. Are you okay with me coming? And what time do you like there? What do I need to bring? And I can't wait to have Christmas.
So Scott and Molly are coming over tomorrow to have essentially Christmas Day, because I just wanted to put my Christmas tree up and so that I keep reading comments as I get halfway through a sentence. I wanted to put my Christmas tree up so that when I got home from Singapore, Christmas was already happening in my flat, because I get back sort of like mid-December. I think I get back on like the 11th or the 12th of December. So, yeah. So they're coming over tomorrow. But it turned into sort of like a proper Christmas day. So I've got a nice sort of Christmassy dinner for us. But yeah, Molly's just asking what she needs to bring tomorrow and when she needs to be here and at what time and blah, 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 blah. And where, because she's never been to my flat before. Oh, I see. Liking this means I get trending. I see. That's cool. Steamy glasses. Oh, that tea's far too hot to drink and I just keep trying because I just want the tea. So I listened to the Anastasia soundtrack for the first time the other day, and all I have in my head is the song My Petersburg. If any of you have listened to it, that's all I have in my head. Oh, it's so good. Someone just asked why I never film in my bedroom anymore. I don't know. I think it's just because when I was at home, I don't know what that was then. When I was at my parents' house, the only room that I felt that was like my own space was my bedroom, because obviously when you're living with your parents, your bedroom is your own sort of personal space, and I didn't really want to film in the living room because that's where my parents were, and I didn't really want to film in front of them. The back room was really echoey. I filmed a couple of videos in the back room, but it was really echoey. The kitchen was just, there was no way to film the kitchen because it was just small. And then the only other places were my parents' bedroom, which I wasn't going to film there, my old box room, which again wasn't going to film. Oh, the box room ended up, it was just, the box room was my old room from when I was like a child, so it was filled with just, it ended up being like the junk room. So my bedroom was just the place where I did all of my filming. So when I got my own flat, this whole place was my own space to film in. So instantly I was like, well, I don't have to film in my bedroom anymore, so I'm going to film in my living room. So that's why I don't film in my bedroom anymore. Am I binging on anything at the moment? Yeah. I started watching Alias Grace on Netflix. And it's great. It's really great. I'm really enjoying it. I think there's only 6 episodes, and I'm 4 in. Let me check. Netflix. Oh no, accident. Press me. Stop it. No. Back. Yeah, there's only 6 episodes as of yet. I think there's going to be more though, because it doesn't feel like the story's going to end in these 6 episodes. It's really good though. I highly recommend it. When is the cover by you and Ollie going up? When we record it, because we totally haven't recorded it. Oh, I've watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I haven't caught up actually. Where's it at the moment? I can't remember how much I've watched of it. Oh, there's only 3 seasons on Netflix. I've seen all of those. I'm just checking. Or maybe there's a few that I haven't seen of these. Let's have a look. I've seen Cheddar. I don't know. I'll have to check. Would Wednesday give in and let Lucas have a border terrier puppy? Only if she could put bat wings on it. Only if she taught it how to hunt for her. Rick and Morty, yeah. Oliver made me watch a few episodes of that and I really enjoyed it. But I think he's been watching it on his own now. So I need to catch up. But I did really enjoy it. I am up to date with Once Upon a Time, yes. And I think I'm enjoying it. Once Upon a Time is one of those shows where, I don't know, it's never going to be like award-winning TV, but I really enjoy it. I find it entertaining. I've watched all of the new Stranger Things. I binged watched that with Oliver. I also watched Gunpowder on BBC. That was amazing. I've suddenly gone really tired. I might need to go to bed soon. I've watched all of 13 Reasons Why. I think I liked it. I'm not entirely sure. I'm still sort of undecided. Although everyone told me that I look like Hannah Baker. Apparently. This blanket's from Aldi, I believe. Snuggly. Really, really snuggly. Yeah, this is the one that Ollie got me. It's mega, mega soft and mega, mega snuggly. Right, let's do 10 more minutes. Let's make it to an hour. And do 10 more minutes. Kelly Russell, you are currently the #1 fan. Thank you very much. It's very sweet of you. Thank you, Bobby C. That's going on my grave. What's going on your grave? Oh, that you're the number one fan? All right. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Ella B. Thank you, Naomi Louisa, 98. Have I built the train net yet? No, not yet. I need to. I think that might be, I might take it to Singapore and do it there. I think I put it, in fact, I think it's in this box underneath here. Now, see, this is dangerous now because I'm going to look at it and want to play with it. So I was very kindly given this Hogwarts Express train, like construction kit, and it says no glue or solder needed. But it looks so fiddly. I really want to do it though. I wonder how long it takes to make. Make it on a live stream. I think it'd probably take me about 3 hours. Ooh. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Philip. I can't wait to make it. Oh, the parts are so tiny. Oh my god. It looks epic though. Oh, I can't wait. What do you do with your hair when you sleep? These days, I don't care anymore. I'll either just tie it up and wash it the next morning. Or if I'm not going anywhere, I'll just tie it up and not bother washing it. I'll just leave it as it is. Or you just embrace the scarecrow look. Ooh. Oh, I've gone really tired. Right, I'm going to be here for 7 more minutes and then I'm going to go. What's my go-to audition song? Well, it used to be Pulled until I got into the Addams Family. I have Lamest Place in the World from 13, Wizard and I, On My Own. If they need a pop song, I've got Someone Like You by Adele and Alone. Until now, I always got by on my own. That one. I never really cared until I met you. That one. Oh, God. How do you deal with stress? When someone else figures the answer out to that question, I need them to tell me. Because I stress out about everything. Everything. Rehearsals for Christmas Chorus start as soon as I get home from Bali. Four more minutes. What would Wednesday and Luca's future child be called? I always said it'd be called Archer. If it's, no matter what gender the child is. I think Archer's a really good name. Can you upload more on Instagram, please? We need more daily doses of Carrie. I need to do more on my Instagram story. I just forget. And sometimes I feel like my day is just too boring. I'm very curious to know what time it is over there. It's currently 23:29, so 11:30. Have you announced the winner to your pre-order comp? I've not announced it because I never really do. The winner is just contacted themselves. So if you haven't been contacted, then you haven't won, I'm afraid. Yes, I did see Tom's Instagram story. So both me and my brother were sat in our own separate houses in Hogwarts hoodies, eating chocolate and writing our books. We're definitely Fletchers. Someone just said this blanket looks like it's made out of Stitch's skin. That's made me think about this a little bit differently. Ooh. It would be twin telepathy if we were twins. But Tom is 7 years older than me, so we're definitely not twins. Do you fall in love easily? Like, stupidly easily? Like, as easy as breathing easily? Yes, I do. Slightly annoying. I think I just know very quickly. I think I'm a good judge of character. I know very quickly if someone's going to be my kind of person or not. And if someone's my kind of person, then usually that doesn't change. Then that's kind of the friendship for life. And it will take a lot for me to ignore them. It'll take a lot for me to cut them out. Right, 1 minute. Someone asked me an interesting question that I can talk about for 1 minute. Will I be doing a book tour when my new book comes out? Yes, I will. Well, I assume so anyway. I don't think I'll be touring again next year because as of yet, I do not have a job for next year. So it probably will be a little bit different to how I've been doing it before. So I think all of the events will be sort of together as opposed to spread apart over the course of 3 months. What job would I do if I wasn't doing what I am doing? I probably would have gone into journalism, I guess, writing for a magazine or maybe like reviewing show. I don't know. I would have gone into writing in some sort of capacity, but I would have stayed behind the scenes, I reckon. Right, I'm gonna go because I'm more tired than I thought I was. So, speak to you very, very soon. Goodbye, and thank you for joining me. Bye.